Imagine being told that you can only wear 4 fragrances for the rest of your life and you had to limit it to 1 per each season. This was an incredibly difficult list for me to compile, but I think I finally done it, so stay tuned. Now, before I begin the list, I do want to give a very special thank you to Sebastian from the channel Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. He was actually the one who started this tag. Very cool idea. I'm going to link his channel down below. I would also like to give a very special thank you to my friend Carlos from the channel Brooklyn Fragrance Lover, as well as Kristen from the channel Beauty Meow. They were actually the ones who tagged me to do this video, and so thank you very much, you two, for tagging me. Challenge accepted. So I was looking at my collection, and of course, it's a very difficult thing to have to narrow it down to just 1 fragrance per season, 4 fragrances that you would wear for the entire year. I think I've finally done it though. These are fragrances that are very near and dear to me, and I do want to start things off by saying that this is a very personal list. These are fragrances that obviously conjure up some very sentimental memories for me. I have worn these on vacation. I have worn these for the entire season. I have worn these in the past, and so these are fragrances that resonate with me very deeply and very profoundly. So that's not to say that when you try these fragrances, you are going to like them and love them as much as I do. You may not. And so definitely take these recommendations with a grain of salt. These are fragrances that I personally love. So this is a very personal list. And of course, as a gauge or a caliber as to which fragrances I would choose for which season, I sort of tried to think of A, does the fragrance contain the notes that I would evoke that season? And B, does the performance hold up to the climate conditions that are present within that season? So for example, I live in New Jersey. It can get really hot in the summer, and it could also get really, really cold in the winter. Not as cold as my friends up in Canada. I'm talking to you, Chad. But nonetheless, let's go ahead. Let's get this list started. And I'm going to start with the spring. So this is the only predictable fragrance that you're going to see in this list. And so this is often dubbed as the King of Spring. I don't think you guys are a stranger to this one. This one from the House of Creed is Green Irish Tweed. So this one has lemon verbena, violet, a ton of citrus in here. It smells like the rolling hills of Ireland. You've heard it before. This is a very mature, gentlemanly fragrance. This is one that I love wearing. This is one that just gives me a great degree of confidence whenever I put it on. And this is one that I've had in my collection for many, many, many years. And when my bottle is done, I will repurchase. I love this one. I'm about halfway done with this one, so I'm a pessimist there. Let's go ahead and move on with the summer. Summer, I'm thinking of citrus. I'm thinking of lighter, fresher, invigorating scents that are very easy to wear, very easy to pull off, but also something that will bring me back to some of the happier times in my life. Summertime for me has always been a time of going on vacation. I love going on cruises. I love going to Florida. I love spending time with family. And this is indeed a fragrance that I've worn summers in and out. This is one from the House of Eau de Tali, and it's called Acqua Decima. The name of this one translates to the 10th water, and I would go as far as saying this is the best citrus mint fragrance on the market today. Yeah, there are some others out there, but this one has this sort of very raw, unfiltered, unadulterated, rough edges kind of a take on it, and I love that about it. It's almost, and I said this in a previous video that I did with my friend Olya, if you were to take a cup and you were to spray this in the cup, and somebody smelled the inside of that cup, they would think that somebody had just finished drinking a mojito from that cup. This really smells like a mojito to me. It's so authentic. It's so true to form. It's such an amazing fragrance, and I love wearing it every single summer. And another one where I'm kind of halfway done with this bottle. Next up, we have the fall, and this actually did make it #1 on my fall list of 2017. This is one where in the fall, you know, you think of spices, you think of darker tones, you think of more resinous, woodsy fragrances. This one has all of that and a bag of chips. This one actually has a boozy overtone, and it has some very rich yet sweet and vanillic resins in the base. This is one that always puts me in the mindset of fall, and this is a mouth-wateringly good composition. I can't praise this juice enough. And this is one, yeah, if I do run out of this bottle, once again, I will repurchase. This one from the House of Carner Barcelona is called El Born. What an amazing fragrance. You have this boozy sort of whiskey opening, and then as you let it dry down, you have these sweet and vanillic resins that start to peek their head through. Very well done composition. There are also some spices in there, but it's definitely not as spicy as the fourth fragrance in this list. This is one that I would totally wear for the winter time, and there were so many winter fragrances that I considered putting in this list. Oud Luwak by Arij Lador is an amazing fragrance. Also, Oud for Greatness by Initio is one that I considered putting in this list as well. Even Interlude Man by Amouage. All of those could have potentially been my #1 winter fragrance. I opted to go with this one, which I've already made some incredibly positive memories with. And this is one that, first of all, the projection and the performance are incredible. They are stellar on my skin. This is one that has all of the elements that would befit a winter perfume. It has the spices, it has the woods, it has the resins. There's a nice bit of complexity to it. It's a very peppery composition, and this one from the house of Thamin London is called Imperial Crown. This fragrance is from the Sovereign collection, and yes, my bottle is engraved with my channel's name on it. This was a gift to me from the company. The rest here I purchased, but this is such an amazing scent. You have the pepper, you have the resins, you have the woods. There's such an intricate balance of the different ingredients, and so this is like winter in a bottle. And if you haven't tried, I know it's the most expensive fragrance that this line has to offer, or I should say it's in the most expensive collection. But if your budget allows, I would highly recommend you check this one out. It's such an incredible fragrance for the winter time. And I know we're coming out of the winter now, we're officially in the spring, but this is one that I certainly look forward to wearing when the weather gets cold outside again. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. These have been my 4 fragrances, one for each season, the 4 for Life tag. And as Ashton did from the channel Gen Sense, I would like to tag anybody who has a fragrance channel that has not yet done this video. I would love to see what everybody else's picks are. This is just a nice way to see what everybody would wear for each season, but also what everybody would make as #1 if they were to make a top 10 seasonal list for each season. And so I think this is a really cool idea. Thank you once again, Sebastian, for starting it, and thank you, Carlos and Kristen, for tagging me. If you are new to this channel and you took something of value from this video, I would love your subscription. All you have to do is click the red subscribe button in the corner. This way, whenever I do upload future fragrance related content, including reviews, top 10s, tag videos, unboxings, interviews, and a lot of other fragrance related content, it will get delivered straight to your feed. You never need to worry about missing another upload. Also, let me know, what are your 4 for Life fragrances? Leave a comment down below. I always love to start a discussion. Thanks again for watching. I love you guys. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye.